Bitcoin and Solana are absolutely gigapumping to the price targets that we talked about in our previous video, and as we're approaching these price targets with our long positions up over 200%, it's now time to talk about the next price target for Bitcoin and Solana. As always, guys, it's an update on Bitcoin and Solana. Let's dive right into the charts for Bitcoin. So besides the charts telling us that we were going to break up, what's the major catalyst behind this move in the past 24 hours? That would be that the SEC has just requested amended filings for the spot ETFs ahead of this week's deadline. Now, the first Ethereum ETF deadline is going to be tomorrow on Wednesday for VanEck's application, but to be honest, the SEC is probably going to do what it did with the Bitcoin applications. It will either accept all of them or it will deny all of them. So that's why everyone's got their eyes on Wednesday for the spot ETF VanEck's application. Since the SEC request, Bloomberg ETF Analysis have increased the chance of the SEC approval from 25% to 75%. So why are we pumping? The markets are starting to price in that the ETF may be accepted. Currently, the markets are betting a 61% chance on the fact that it will be approved by May the 31st. So as there is still some doubt in the markets, it isn't looking like the ETF approval is fully priced in. Now, veterans of the channel know this about me. I don't give a single fuck about Ethereum, but this is super bullish for Bitcoin, Solana, and alt season. If the Ethereum ETF gets approved, that leads the way for a Solana ETF, and competitors of Ethereum such as Solana are going to do well just based on that. So besides the charts and all the breakouts that we've been calling on this channel for the past couple of weeks or so, this is currently the major catalyst which is sending Bitcoin to the upside. Now, let's talk about our trade, because over on YouTube and over on Discord, I gave you two different positions where I was telling you to long with a 10x leverage and a 20x leverage on the retest. From our 10x entry leverage position, you can see we are up over 64% on this position, and on our 20x leverage, we are currently almost up 200%. So these two positions combined are well over 200% in profit right now. And I'm going to update you on exactly what I'm doing with these positions. So first of all, what are the price targets that I've got my eyes on? The first area I'm going to be taking profit on is the price target from the descending wedge, all the way up here at 73,800, and I'll be fully out of my position once we hit this mega monthly resistance up at 75,000. From our 20x leverage position, this will mean that we'll be up over 320%, probably about 300% after fees. However, just because we're coming up to this resistance point doesn't mean that I'm going to be flipping bearish on Bitcoin. It's just that I'm going to be taking profit and looking for a new opportunity, and this is where it could come from. If we now come back over to the daily time frame, this is a pattern that we've been talking about for quite some time right now. When everyone was terrified at 58,000, when Bitcoin broke to the downside of this bull flag, we were telling you that's the bottom. This is an SFP. It's going to be up only from here. And that's exactly what we've seen. We've now pushed to the upside and broken above both of these resistance lines from candle body closes and candle wicks at the top of this bull flag. So what could very likely happen is either number one, we retest round about 69,000 in the next 24 hours or so and then push up, or we push up a little bit further, hit round about, 73,000, 75,000, our price targets, and then we come back for a solid retest, and at this point you'll have another opportunity to enter for another massive Bitcoin leg to the upside. And here's going to be my next price target, guys. If we're looking at this right now, if we're looking at this Bitcoin bull flag which has been forming, and we extrapolate the price target, you can see Bitcoin could be coming all the way up to 133,000 in the macro in the next few months or so. And this also beautifully lines up with the BLX chart that we've been looking at on the monthly time frame, where you can see this ceiling point, this curvature line of resistance where we've hit our heads against this every single bull market top. And if we come up to this trend line once again, you can see Bitcoin hitting round about $130,000, which, if you remember, is somewhere round about where I believe we were going to top out when I made this video, Bitcoin and Solana 2025 prediction, with the absolute most bullish price target being round about $160,000 for Bitcoin. What I will say is don't underestimate how quickly this can happen. A lot of people underestimate how long bear markets take, and they overestimate how long bull markets will take. Bear markets normally take most of the time in every cycle, and bull markets happen quite quickly. You can see back in the first cycle after 2011, when we broke the previous all-time high in 2013, you can see the bull run lasted 9 months. In the next cycle in 2017, the bull run lasted 9 months. In the next cycle in 2020, once we broke above the all-time high, the cycle lasted 5 months. Guys, we are currently in our 3rd month, approaching our 4th month after breaking above Bitcoin's previous all-time high, around about 69,000. This cycle could last 5 months, it could last 7 months, it could last 9 months, it could last 11 months. But what I'm saying is we're already a significant amount into this cycle. And in my opinion, I think we're going to top out at the end of this year or early 2025. I think most of the euphoria will be happening around about the election cycle. That's just my personal take. Could we enter a super cycle? Could we just break all records? It's possible, but for myself personally, I'm going to be looking to scale out around the end of 2024. I think this cycle is going to happen a lot quicker than most people expect. Either way, I'll be looking to take the majority of my profits from this cycle around the time when the election cycle is coming towards an end. I do think Bitcoin will be north of $120,000 during that time, and Solana will be north of $1,000. Now let's dive into the charts for Solana. Not too much to update. On the daily time frame, you can see beautiful continuation from this inverse head and shoulders that we were detailing in our previous videos. We talked about this, we talked about what to expect in our previous videos 5 days ago when we called this move. We said you've got a daily candle body close above the 50 TMA tick, you're breaking and coming into the inverse head and shoulders tick, and ever since then we've just been sending it to the upside to the price target. We talked about $220 for Solana. On the weekly time frame, you can see once again stochastic RSI has reset and we're pushing up. We've seen that higher low form. Now we're going to see that next higher high. Solana has also reclaimed the macro 618 Fibonacci at $165. So all in all, the next price target for Solana, in my opinion, it's just going to be coming up to new all-time highs very soon, especially if the Ethereum ETF gets accepted. I think that's going to rise all tides, especially altcoins, and maybe cause an alt season to happen very, very soon. Either way, in the higher time frames for Solana, we are exactly where we need to be. We're exactly where we were talking about we were. If we're looking at the Ethereum previous bull run fractal, we're right on par for that next major send to the upside, coming into new all-time highs. This is roundabout where I think we are in the cycle, in my opinion. I think these fractals will line up quite nicely. And like I said, I think the apex of this cycle is probably going to be round about, anywhere between October to December, Q4 of 2024, coming into maybe early 2025, depending if all of the cards line up in the future with interest rates, low inflation, maybe Donald Trump becoming the next president. A lot of things need to line up. Can't exactly predict these. We'll have to wait closer to the time. But around about this time, I expect for Solana to be breaching at least $870, which is Ethereum's previous bull run fractal. But at Ethereum's previous market cap all-time high, that would put Solana at $1,319. These are my price targets. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next video. Also, what the fuck is this bullshit? Look at these CryptoPunks. This is genuinely the biggest flop of artwork I've ever seen in my life in the NFT ecosystem. As always, if you enjoyed, smash like on the way out. See you in the next video. Peace.